Welcome guys sa ating asynchronous lecture for this day for our subject, Mathematics in the Modern World. Our subject for today will be Transformational Geometry. Okay. So at the end of this session, hopefully, these are the things that you will learn and hopefully you can apply this to practical problems. Okay. The first one is to identify the different types of geometry transformations. Next is to describe the types of transformations. And last is to discuss and solve example of transformations. Okay, let's first start with transformation. So what is transformation? So as defined, a transformation is a process that manipulates a polygon or other two-dimensional object on a plane or coordinate system. So yung keyword natin for this one is yung process siya na nag-manipulate ng polygon. Okay? So minamanipulate niya yung polygon. So may iba't ibang cases tayo ng transformation. So later we will be discussing that. So, mathematical transformations describe how two-dimensional figures, okay? So, two-dimensional ibig sabihin, one plane lang yung kino-consider natin. It's either commonly XY axis lang yung kino-consider natin. Then, it moves around a plane or a coordinate system, okay? So, transformation means to change, okay? So, yung pinaka uh, simplest definition niya, to change. So, hence, the geometric transformation would mean to make some changes in any given geometric shape. Okay, so prior to the introduction of other types of transformations, so we first define pre-image. So what is pre-image? A pre-image or inverse image is the two-dimensional shape before any transformation. So like for example, yung nandito sa figure below, we have uh, equilateral triangle with sides 5 meters. So ito yung before any transformation happen, ang tawag sa kanya is pre-image, okay? So kung ano yung given na shape niya, pre-image siya. Then nangyari sa kanya, pagka-transform niya, triple yung size niya. So later we will discuss what happens or what particular transformation undergone with this particular figure. Okay? So for now, ang mahalaga sa atin is yung pre-image and what does it mean. Basta pag pre-image, that is the image or the shape before and transformation happen. Okay? So transformation is classified into two major categories. So we have yung rigid transformation and we have non-rigid transformation. So when we talk about rigid transformation, we talk about transformation that does not change the size or shape of the pre-image when producing the image. Okay? So meaning, same yung size ng pre-image natin, nag-iiba lang siya ng location, orientation. Okay? Then pag sinabing non-rigid, a non-rigid transformation can change the size or shape. Okay? So both size and shape niya o nung given figure natin may change, may reduce, may oversize. Okay? So yun yung mga iba't ibang pwedeng mangyari sa kanya pag non-rigid transformation siya. So within this classification, with the rigid and non-rigid transformation, there are several transformation involved. Naka-categorize lang siya as rigid and non-rigid. So let us first start with the rigid transformations. Okay? So rigid transformation is divided into three transformations. So these are translation, reflection, and rotation. Okay? So the image from this transformation, again, will not change its size or shape. So i-retain lang niya yung shape and, size and shape niya and position lang niya yung magbabago. Okay? So let's start with translation, or commonly known as slide. So a translation moves the figure from its original position on the coordinate plane without changing its orientation. So let's say, for example, this given figure. So we have our pre-image here, an octagon at the first quadrant of the axis. So pag translation siya, nag-adjust siya dun sa second quadrant natin. So nagkameron siya ng movement from one position to another without changing yung orientation niya. So for this example, hindi natin ma-consider, easily identify yung orientation niya kasi polygon na octagon yung i-figure natin. Pero later in our example, you will see na pag sinabing translation, yung orientation na will still be the same. Ang magbabago lang sa kanya is its position. Okay? So it is also known as a slide, okay, which moves a shape by sliding it up, down, sideways, or diagonally. Okay? So for this one, we move to the left. Okay? So sideways tayo. So without turning it or making it bigger or smaller. Okay? So since rigid tayo, hindi nagbabago yung shape natin. Okay? Yun yung pinaka definition ng rigid talaga. Yun para maalala natin. Okay? So let's have an example. So first example, a triangle slides to a new position. Which of the following could be the new position of the triangle? Okay? So we have a given triangle here. So kung titingnan natin, kung gusto natin alamin kung ano yung um, size ng triangle natin, let's count. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So meron tayong 4 units dito sa baba. Then sa taas, dito sa side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8. Okay? So more or less, para makuha yung hypotenuse natin, again, ginagamit lang natin ang equation natin for the hypotenuse is yung Pythagorean theorem. Okay? So we have 4 squared of 5. Pero hindi natin concern dito yung size o yung unit. Nilagay ko lang para if ever you have a question na wala tayo ng definition ng unit, then yung choices is in coordinate system or by unit yung nakalagay, kailangan i-identify nyo muna yung position natin. Okay? So, tinatanong lang, ano yung dito sa choices yung magre-refer as translation na transformation. So again, pag translation, movement lang siya from up, down, sideways, tsaka diagonal without having a change in orientation. So kung ganito yung orientation ng triangle natin, so dapat yung pipili nating sagot, ganito din ang orientation, iba lang siya ng movement. So yung A is incorrect na, yung B incorrect na kasi nag-change siya ng position, ng orientation. Yung D, same, incorrect na din. So the only answer we have is C, which is the same orientation. Nangyari lang sa kanya, nag-move siya diagonally. Okay? So therefore, for this particular example, our answer is C. Okay? Next. So we have here a rectangle. So yung given natin is rectangle ABCD. Okay? After which of the following translation is yung dinidefine ng bagong position ng rectangle natin. So you can see, halimbawa, walang given na statement. Nakita nyo lang is figure lang. Ma-identify nyo kung alin yung pre-image saka yung kanyang transformed shape kapag yung designation ng mga corners is may apostrophe. Okay? So, pag may apostrophe siya doon, meaning new change position na yun. So, for dito, na mula sa dito sa side na to, sa second quadrant, nalipat siya dito sa side na fourth quadrant. So, pinapatanong is ano yung naging movement niya. So, one thing that we can do is we can focus sa isang side lang. Halimbawa, sa point C yung ifo-focus natin. Then, titingnan natin yung position niya kapag nag-change. So, pag mineasure natin, ilang movement, base dun sa choices natin, kailangan natin na-identify yung X direction and Y direction niya. So, kailangan i-count natin kung ilan yung movement niya sa X direction and sa Y direction. So, we first start with the X direction. So, from here, going to this point, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, we have 6 movement papunta sa X. So, papunta tayo sa right. So, meaning, positive X. So, tingnan natin sa choices. 6 units on the positive X direction. So, do sa choices natin, fortunately, yung C lang yung may 6 units na positive X. Okay? So, without even checking yung Y direction natin, malalaman natin na yung letter C na agad yung sagot natin. And then, para makuha yung Y direction natin, let's check lang. Let's count yung Y direction natin. So, from dito na tayo sa point na 'to, ilan yung binaba niya? So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So, 4 direction or 4 units pababa. So, ibig sabihin negative y. So, kaya yung letter C natin conforms the position of our new image. Okay? So, ang isang choice naman natin is to identify yung coordinates nung mismong graph natin. So, if we identify yung graph natin, so yung point A natin, pag binilang natin is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, ang coordinate ng A natin is negative 5 and 2. Okay? Then, si letter D is negative 2 and 2. So, letter B is negative 5, 4. Okay? And si letter C is negative 2 and 4. Okay. So, kapag na-identify na natin yan, we can use any of the corners doon sa bagong image natin. So, let's say yung C lang yung gagamitin natin. Yung point C natin is read as 4, 0. So, kapag chinek natin, yung from latest position natin doon sa pre-image natin. So, we have 4, 0. Tapos try natin i-minus yung original position niya para makuha natin yung changes in x and y coordinate. Okay? So, yung x natin will be 4 minus minus, so plus 2. Then, yung y natin will be 0 minus 4. So, we have 6 and negative 4. So, ibig sabihin niya, meron tayong positive, 6 units positive x, then 4 units negative direction. So, same as yung answer natin sa letter C. Okay? Next. So we have the next example. So given triangle ABC with vertices 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, and C, 5, 4, find the coordinates of the image points of triangle ABC if it translated 2 units down and 1 unit to the left. Okay. So we can have also two sets of solution for this particular question. Yung first one is try muna natin ng graphical. Okay. So let us first graph the given vertices. Okay. So let's zoom this out. So, pili tayo ng axis natin. So, let's say ito yung gawin kong axis natin. Okay. Okay, yung first one natin is 2, negative 3. So, we have 2, negative 3. Okay. So, this is our first point. Ito yung A natin with 2, negative 3. Okay. Next, we have B, negative 1, negative 2. So, negative 1, then negative 2. Then, ito yung B natin. Okay. And last is C is 5, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So this is our point C, 5, 4. Okay. So when we connect the given points, we have our triangle. Okay. Okay. So yan yung figure natin. Ang kailangan daw natin, so, hanapin natin yung coordinate kapag yung image natin is nag-travel ng 2 units downward and 1 unit to the left. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng points natin, i-adjust natin ng 2 units downward and 1 unit to the left. So, bababa siya, tapos pupunta ng left. So, let's try. So, using another color, let's say a green one. So, from A, so 2 down, 1 left. So, 1, 2, then 1 left. So, ito yung bagong position ni A. Okay? So, 1, 2, then left. So, ito yung bagong position ni B. Okay? Then, C, 1, 2, then left. Ito yung bagong position ni C. So, we have B prime, then C prime. So, then when we trace the given graph, okay, so, connect lang natin. Okay? So, yan yung movement natin. So, kunin natin ngayon yung coordinate ng bawat points. So, si A, we have 1 and 1, bilangan natin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So, negative 5. Okay? So, we have B. So, si B natin is 1, 2. Okay? So, 1, 2, negative 2 tapos 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So, negative 2 and negative 4. Then, yung C natin is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4x, then 2y. So, 4, 2. Okay? So, yun yung magiging sagot natin for this particular problem. Pero paano kung halimbawa hindi graphical yung solution natin, hindi nire-require na i-graph? We can use yung provided natin kanina na solution. So, what we do is we list down yung lahat ng points natin. We have A na 2, negative 3. Then B as negative 1, negative 2. Then C as 5, 4. Okay. Then, ang mangyayari na sa atin, 2 units downward and 1 unit to the left. So, mag-plus tayo ng coordinate na negative 2, negative 1 kasi yung to the left, then downward is negative 2. Okay? Para makuha natin yung bagong coordinate natin. So, we have, I'll just write this one to all the points. Okay? Performing yung given operation natin. So, we have 2 minus 1 and negative 3, negative 2. Sorry. So, we have 1, negative 5. Ito yung new position natin na A prime. Next is we have negative 1, tsaka negative 2, and negative 2. So, we have negative 2 and negative 4. So, we have yung B prime natin. Last, we have 5 minus 1 and 4 minus 2. So, we have 4 and 2. So, yung C prime natin. So, if we check yung graphical solution natin and yung new solution natin, for A prime is 1, negative 5. So, let us look here. So, 1, negative 5. So, correct. So, negative 2, negative 4. So, we have negative 2, negative 4. So, same. And last is 4, 2. So, we have dito 4, 2. So, that's it. So, that is our solution for this particular example. Okay? So, that is translation. Next, we go to the second type of rigid transformation. So, we have what we call reflection. So, when we say reflection, ang sinasabi natin is flip. So, imagine cutting out a pre-image, lifting it, tapos ibabalik nyo daw siya ng nakabaliktad o naka-face down. Yung image na makukuha natin, so ibig sabihin niya, halimbawa ito yung pre-image natin, then kinat natin halimbawa nasa paper yan, kinat natin, then yung cut na pre-image natin, nilatag ulit natin sa papel, pero binago natin yung face niyang ito yung face niya, binaliktad niyo yung pagkakalatag mo. Okay? So, pababa. O pababa. So, ito yung mga produce na image natin. So, yung image na to is what we call yung reflection ng pre-image natin. Okay? So, a reflection image is a mirror image of the pre-image. Okay? So, self-explanatory naman siguro yun. And reflection is also known as flip. So, it produces, again, a mirror image in which corresponding points of the original shape and the mirror image are always the same distance from the mirror line. Okay. So, mayroon tayong natawag ditong mirror line. So, what we need to identify kapag dealing with reflection transformation is dapat alam natin yung mirror line natin. Okay? So, pag may mirror line, makukuha natin yung reflection natin. Okay? So, let's have our example. Okay? So, for this example, the square is flipped across the line L. Which of the following shows the new position of the square? Okay. So, yung mirror line natin for this particular problem is yung L natin, yung line L natin. Okay? So, ito. Okay? So yan yung ano natin, mismong mirror line natin. Okay? So we have yung square natin. So imagine nyo, maganda, pwede nyo imagine, lagay nyo yung palm nyo dun sa direction ng mismong mirror line natin. Then, excuse me, i-face down nyo yung kamay nyo. Then, when you try to rotate yung mismong kamay nyo dun sa mirror line, imagine nyo kung ano yung magiging itsura ng square. Okay? So yung first one, since ito yung mirror line natin, dapat along or perpendicular dun sa direction ng mirror line yung image natin. Okay? So, so dapat perpendicular. So dapat yung magiging diagram natin is yung papunta dito. Okay? So ganyan dapat. So from all the choices, ano ko conform lang doon since yun yung mirror line natin is si letter C. I-explain natin yung iba kung bakit hindi. Si B is hindi siya yung sagot kasi ang inassume niyang mirror line is yung point na to. Okay? So yung axis na yun. So pag iyan yung mirror line natin, yan dapat yung diagram natin. Same with letter C. So yung mirror line naman niya is nasa top naman daw nung mismong shape natin. So kaya hindi siya yung naging mirror line natin. Then with D, nandito naman siya sa right side niya. Okay? So kaya ang tama is yung letter A. Okay? Next, so we have the L shape A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, E prime, and F prime is the image of the L shape A, B, C, D, E, F after reflection in which of the following lines. So pag nakita ninyo, from the original natin na position, so ito yung position niya. Tapos, nagkameron tayo ng image dito sa ilalim niya. So, again, kailangan imagine natin kung saan pwede magkameron ng mirror line dito. Okay? So, yung mirror line natin is kung saan yung line magiging same yung distance ng mga points natin, no? So, for this particular example, para kung si F is nag-flip ng 2 units, so ito, 1, 2. So, ibig sabihin, somewhere dito yung mirror line natin. So, kailangan may equal distance yung point F tsaka yung F prime dun sa mirror line. So, pinaka-safe assumption natin is ito yung mirror line natin, no? Na hinahanap. Okay? Then, kapag tinignan natin yung choices, mga nakalagay sa choices, the x-axis. Yung x-axis natin is ito yun, which is malayo dun sa mirror line na ginamit sa figure. So, hindi letter A. Letter B, y is equals to 2. So, ibig sabihin, a line passing through y is equals to 2. So, 1, 2. So, ito may line sa 1, 2. So, probably, or ito na yung sagot natin kasi y is equals to 2. No? Ito yung 2 natin. Again, 1, 2. So, y is equals to 2. So, yun yung mismong line na yun. Okay? So, si line x is equals to 2 is different kasi si y is equals to negative 2 is ito yun. Ito yung points na yun. Okay? So, vertical siya. Kaya hindi siya yun. Okay? Hindi si letter C. Then si letter D, y is equals to x. So, ibig sabihin, pag nag-assume ka ng value ni x, makukuha ka ng value ni y. So, paano ang graph ng y is equals to x? Y is equals to x is the same as a diagonal line. Ano? Kasi kung iti-trace natin, halimbawa, kung 1 si x, 1 si y, 2 si x, 2 si y, 3 si x, 3 to y. So, yun yung magiging direction ng mismong line natin. So, ibig sabihin, yung line na yun is pertaining dito sa line na to. Okay? Which is incorrect. No? So, again, dapat perpendicular yung mismong image natin do sa mirror line natin. So, makikita natin, horizontal yung mirror line natin. Ito, horizontal. And then, meron tayong, yung image natin is nag-flip siya in perpendicular. So, meron tayong perpendicular na nangyaring flip. So, kaya ito na yung tamang sagot natin, y is equals to 2. Okay? Next, we have another example. So we have A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime as the image of the rectangle ABCD. So ito yung ABCD natin. So after reflection, which of the following lines correspond do sa bagong position ni A? Okay. So kailangan, based sa choices, i-draw natin yung mga ah, yung image kapag yun yung mirror line natin. Okay? So yung first ano natin is the x-axis. Yung x-axis natin ito. So kung yan yung mirror line, so dapat perpendicular yung ah, flip natin. So yung mangyayari kapag A yung ginamit natin, dapat si rectangle is mapupunta dito, no? So hindi si letter A yung hinahanap natin. Next, letter B, the y-axis. So ito daw, y-axis. So pag meron tayo ng flip, okay? So, okay. So yung sabi naman, again, ito yung y-axis natin. Ito yung magiging mirror image natin. So, kailangan perpendicular sa kanya yung magiging reflection natin. So, ito, kung ito yung original, so dapat papunta dito yung image natin. So, perpendicular dun sa mismong mirror line natin. So, ibig sabihin, ito dapat yung magiging position natin, no? Okay? Next is yung line na y is equals to x. So, kanina na ano natin na yung y is equals to x, pag ginraph natin, di ba, bawa, equals si y, equals si x, so ito yung magiging trace ng mismong line. Okay? So, kapag ano natin, kinonnect natin yan, so we have this. So, yan yung line natin. So, pag naging ganyan na yung orientation natin, so kailangan naka-perpendicular dyan sa line na yan. So, ibig sabihin, yung mismong reflection natin magiging pag ganito, no? So, ito yung line, kailangan perpendicular dyan. So, pag ganun ang reflection natin. So, imagine niyo from dito, so 1, 2, kailangan same distance with yung sa bagong position. 1, 2. So, meaning, yung letter C is the most possible choice natin for this particular problem. So hence, yung choices natin or yung final answer natin will be C. So again, pag i-imagine nyo, if i-flip nyo to dito, so ito, ipapaganon yung flip natin. So ito yung magiging exact position ni D. Okay? Okay? So yung isa, y is equals to negative x. So yung kaibahan naman niya, kapag negative, bawa 1, so negative 1, bawa positive 1 yung x natin, pero negative. So ito yung magiging point natin. And then pag 2, negative 2. So, ibig sabihin ito yung trace ng line ng letter D. So, pag pinag-connect, yan yung line na yan. Okay? Okay. Okay. So, yan yung line na yon, which is, hindi na tama dun sa reflection natin. Kasi kung yan yung line natin, kung ito yung line natin, ang mismong ano natin, dapat pag ganito yung ano natin, reflection natin, which is dapat pupunta dito somewhere yung mismong diagram natin, which is incorrect. Kaya conclusion natin, letter C yung pinakasagot natin. Okay? Next is we have yung isang pang final na type ng rigid transformation, yun yung rotation or tinatawag nating turn. So rotation, also known as turn, is a shape through a clockwise or anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise meaning counterclockwise, no? Angle about a fixed point known as the center of rotation. Okay? So all lines in the shape rotate through the same angle. Okay? So rotation, just like reflection, changes the orientation and position of the shape, but everything else stay the same. Okay? So let's say ito yung given natin pre-image, itong rhombus natin dito. So ang point o center of rotation natin is itong point na to. So kapag ni-rotate natin na 90 degrees, so clockwise, so ito 'yan, no? Kapag clockwise, di ba, ibig sabihin kaparehas ng orasan yung direction ng rotation natin. So ito is clockwise, no? Then ito yung counterclockwise o anti-clockwise. Okay? So ito ay clockwise. Ito ay anti-clockwise or counterclockwise. Okay? So again, going here, pag 180, so if you flip natin from this image, punta doon, so 180 degrees, kaya meron tayo nito. Then pag 270 degrees, meron tayo nito. Okay? So it's a matter of identifying yung center of rotation natin. Then follow lang natin yung angle of rotation natin. So walang nagbabago doon sa shape. Ang nagbabago lang niya is yung orientation and position. Okay? So first example, not this one. I think this is the same example as yung sa translation. So we have this one. So when this L shape is rotated about the origin, so origin natin, ibig sabihin dito sa 0, 0. Ito yung center of rotation natin. By 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So yung anti-clockwise natin is paano ang direction? Papunta doon. No? Pag ganun yung direction natin, anti-clockwise. Okay? Which one of these would it look like? Okay? So 90 degrees, ibig sabihin isang quadrant yung ano natin, i-flip natin. So kung ito yung 0 degree natin, then 'di ba alam natin na ito is 90 degrees. So ibig sabihin kung itong long side natin is naka-horizontal, dapat ngayon sa new position natin, pag ni-rotate natin about this center of rotation, magiging na siyang vertical, no? Kasi 90 degrees. Then itong dating vertical magiging horizontal. So dapat yung image natin from dito is nakaganyan, no? So looking at the choices, meron tayong dalawang choice, meron tayong C or meron tayong D. Ang kaibahan is yung center of rotation. Again, our center of rotation is the origin. So kailangan yung point natin is nasa origin. So unlike this one is nasa isang coordinate siya, no? Nasa isang coordinate siya. So meaning, ang answer natin dito for this particular problem is C. Okay? Or we have C. Next, we have the rectangle ABCD and yung new position niya na A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime. So tanong, after which of the following rotations yung magiging answer natin is ganun. Okay? So, kita natin, halimbawa yung letter A natin, ang sabi, a 90 degrees clockwise rotation about the origin. So, yung about the origin, ito yon. Then, clockwise direction tayo, so papunta dito yung direction natin. So, dapat, kung ito yon, so yung dating naka-horizontal, then 90 degrees, so dapat magi siyang naka-vertical na siya dito. So, hindi siya sa letter A. Sa letter B, 180 rotation about the origin. Okay? So, 180, walang sinabi kung clockwise o anti-clockwise. So, try natin. Pag dito, again, pag one quadrant is 90 degrees, so dapat dito ang pupunta, no? So, pag ni-rotate natin yan, so dapat nandito si image natin. Okay? So, same bit kapag anti-clockwise tayo, pag anti-clockwise, dapat nandito somewhere yung figure natin. So, ibig sabihin, hindi yan yung hinahanap natin, no? Okay? So, letter C, 90 degrees counterclockwise rotation about the origin. So, from dito, dapat magiging horizontal to magiging vertical kapag ni-rotate natin. So, pag-rotate natin ng 90 degrees, so from dito, rotate natin ng isang quadrant. So, mula dito, pupunta dito, no? 90 degrees. So, dapat tatayo na siya. Then, dapat may distance siya na 1 unit. So, ito na yung bago mong position, tas 1 unit na distance. So, meaning, this position is probably yung C yung sagot natin. Okay? Pero check natin si D. So, kapag si D, counterclockwise siya, pero hindi sa origin. So, 1, 1. So, at 1, 1. So, at 1, 1 natin itong point na to. Okay? Pag nirotate natin at 1, 1, So, ito yung magiging ano natin, center of rotation natin. So, dapat yung figure natin, yung magiging change ng figure natin is nakadikit yung side na isang side doon sa isang axis o doon sa isang projection ng line natin. So, dapat kung 1, 1 siya, nandito siya somewhere, no? Dapat nakadikit siyang ganyan. Okay? Which is incorrect. So, dapat ang sagot natin is yung letter C na nga. Okay? So, letter C. Okay? So, yan yung mga rigid transformation natin. So, now let's go with non-rigid transformation. So, non-rigid transformation can change the size or shape or both size and shape of the pre-image. Okay? So, there are two transformation that falls into this category. So, yung dilation na tinatawag and shear. Okay? So, the image resulting from this transformation will change its size, its shape, or both. So, nagkakameron ng change in size and shape. So, habang pwede siyang nag-enlarge, nag-shrink, no? So, ganun yung nangyayari sa kanya. So, non-rigid kasi hindi fix yung size and shape niya. Okay? So, let's start with dilation. So, pag sinabing dilation, ibig sabihin resize. So, dilate a pre-image of any polygon is done by duplicating its interior angles while increasing its side proportionally. So, you can think of dilating as resizing. Okay? So we have seen this earlier sa previous slide natin na yung original natin equilateral triangle with sides 5 meters is after transformation naging siyang a big equilateral triangle na 15 meters. So meaning nagkameron siya ng ilang factor o ilang beses nag-multiply yung side niya. So 3 times lumaki. Okay? So nag-enlarge siya by 3 times. So dito nagkameron tayo ng factor. Okay? Scale factor ang tawag. Okay? So scale factor is equals to 3. So yun yung multiplier natin. Ano ang ibig sabihin ng scale factor? Multiplier ng ating pre-image. Okay? So let's have an example. So nagre-resize tayo ngayon kapag dilation. So let's start with this given triangle. So ABC is resized with central point 502. Okay, tama kaya yung given natin. Okay, central point 5.2. Okay, so assume natin na 5.2. Then, in scale factor of 1/2. What are the image coordinates of the image of B? So, si B. So, plot natin yung 5.2 so sa given graph. So, 5.2 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 2 is 1, 2. Itong point na to. Okay, I guess may mali din sa given ko. Pag 5, 0. Okay, let's check. What is the coordinate of B kapag 1/2? So let's check yung mga given na choices. So 6, 2. So 6, then 1/2. So ito yung position na yun. Okay. Ito yung sa letter A na choice. Yung sa letter B, 1, 0. So ito yung sa letter B. Letter C, 1, 2. So ito yung sa letter C. Letter D, negative 11, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Tapos 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So, somewhere dito. Okay? So, titignan natin, ang scale factor natin is 1/2. So, ibig sabihin, ililiit yung yung triangle natin. So, si D is hindi na agad kasali kasi parang mas mangyayari dun sa diagram natin is lalaki siya. No? And then, pagdating naman kay A, yung magiging bagong posisyon ni B, dito daw, yung magiging point na bagong point ni B. So, parang nag-adjust yung mismong diagram natin. So, hindi pwede si A. Si letter B is 1, 0. So, tingnan natin yung size, kung ilan yung minove natin, no? So, from 1, 0, kasi baka mali yung given natin central point eh. So, ito yung central point natin na 5, 2. So, ibilangin natin yung x-coordinate niya. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, yung bagong position pag si B ang choice, 4 yung distance. Then, si B na original is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So, 8. So, yung original nung distance nito is 8 units. So, kung mag-scale factor tayo ng 1/2, dapat magiging 1/4 na lang yung distance niya. So, ibig sabihin, dito sa position na to, so, ang sagot natin dapat along lang din kay B. So, ibig sabihin, si C yung choice natin. Okay? So, si C yung magiging choice natin. Kaya si B is nasa baba. Eh, hindi naman tayo nagkameron ng change o movement dun sa Y direction natin kasi katapat nung central point natin yung mismong B natin. No? Kaya, again, from dito sa central point natin, yung distance ni original position ni B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then si C, ang distance niya is 1, 2, 3, 4. So since scale factor natin, ang multiplier natin is 1/2. So yung meron tayong 8 times 1/2, which is equals to 4, dapat yung magiging bagong distance natin. Kaya si C yung pinaka magiging sagot natin. Okay? So, by figure or by writing, halimbawa yung B, alamin natin yung direction ni B. Si B is negative 4, 2, negative 4, and 2. Then kapag may scale factor tayo, times natin ng 1/2, both nung natin, coordinates natin. So ito is magiging, okay, okay, so hindi pala pwedeng direct multiplication. So dapat is, yung kunin natin yung difference ng central point minus dun sa original point natin, no? So, yung original point natin is, central point natin is 5, 2. And then, yung angle, yung original position natin is negative 4, 2. Okay? Okay, para makuha natin yung distance, 4 ba yun? 3. It's 3, hindi 4. Okay? So, we have negative 3, and 2. Okay? Negative 3, 2. Yung 5 natin is 5, 2. Okay, so what we do is, so we have yung magiging point natin pag pinag-minus natin, tawagin kong P will be 5. Minus minus 3 is plus 3. Kasi yung Y niya is 2 minus 2 or 0. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, 8 units, X yung difference niya, tsaka 0. Ibig sabihin, walang pagbabago. Tapos, i-scale factor natin ng 1/2. Okay? So, yung 0 dito, meaning walang changes dun sa Y direction, kaya 0 siya. So, dapat yung magiging new position natin, o yung B prime natin, is mag-move siya ng 4 4 units. Okay? Then, 0 vertical. Okay? So, kaya nangyari, 4 tapos 0. Okay? So, pag inadapt natin yung changes na yon, ito yung makukuha natin na point. 1, 2. Okay? So, para matama lang yung mismong movement natin na dapat left side. Dapat, di ba, to the left? Kasi dito parang to the right yung sinasabi. Baguhin natin to. Pagbalik rin natin. Okay? So, para maging -8. Okay? So, -4. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, nag-move tayo from the central angle ng -4. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kaya, pupunta tayo kay C. Okay? Next, we have the given rectangle ABCD is resized with central point -3 and -4. So, plot natin yung -3, -4. So, 1, 2, 3. Tapos 1, 2, 3, 4. So, mula dito, ito yung point na magre-resize siya. So, dapat bilangin niyo yung movement o yung distance ng isang point tapos kung ilan yung scale. So, like for example, ang hinahanap natin is yung sa D. So, si D, para mula doon sa central point natin, central point, magmo-move tayo ng 1 to the right, tsaka 3 to the top. 3 from CP papunta kay D, magmo-move tayo ng 1, positive 1, ibig sabihin to the right, then move tayo ng 3 upward. Okay? Pero pinapahanap yung scale factor pag times 3 yung movement natin. So, times 3 natin to. So, dapat yung movement natin ngayon will be 3, 9. Okay? So, from yung central point natin, so we have tatlong movement. So, 1, 2, 3. Then, tatlong movement pataas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, sorry, 9 movement pala. So, dapat ito yung maging bagong position ni D. Okay? Para magkameron tayo ng tripling distance sa kanya. Okay? So, kung ito yung distance lang niya nung una, okay? So, ngayon, yung magiging distance yung bago, nag-thrice na siya, no? Okay? And that point corresponds sa 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, point na to is 0, 5. So, 0, 5, nasa choices ba? So, meron. So, letter D. Okay? So, pwede kayong mag-consider ng coordinate ng point natin. Okay? So, yung in-identify natin dito, again, is yung number of distance nung point D natin mula doon sa central point. Okay? So, ito yung magiging sagot natin for this problem. Okay? So, last example for dilation. So, we have the rectangle is resized by a factor of 2.5 with central angle 0, 1. Okay. So, medyo maliit yung diagram natin. Which of the following shows the correct image? So, 0, 1 yung central point natin. So, hopefully tama yung maging copy natin. So, 0, 1. So, ito yung magiging central point natin. Then, kailangan mag 2.5, no? Yung factor natin, 2.5. So, i-consider ko yung point na to, itong isang corner na to. So, mula dun sa given figure natin, we have movement natin is 1, 2. Assume kong 0.5, no? So, 2.5. So, from CP, tawagin ko tong A. Ito yung CP natin. Okay. So, lagay ko lang yung ano natin dito. Kung yung CP natin, papunta kay A, magmo-move tayo ng to the right ng bawat 2.5. Tapos, aakyat tayo ng ilang units. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ng 4 units. So, kailangan mag-move tayo mag-scale tayo ng 2.5. So, times lang natin ng 2.5 to. Okay? So, yung new point natin should be magitong 6.25 tsaka 10. Okay? So, mula doon sa given choices natin, hanapin natin yung may gantong coordinates na 6.25 tsaka 10 ang y. No? Tingnan lang natin yung mga y, tapos tingnan natin yung central point natin. So, choices natin, dalawa lang may central point na 0, 1. Okay? 0, 1. So, yun lang yung point A tsaka C. So, eliminated na agad itong dalawang to kasi nasa 1, 0 sila. No? Okay? Then, check natin yung coordinate. Kailangan 6.25 at 10. So, 6.25. So, bilangin natin to. Yung sa A muna. Sa A is 1. Mula dito sa central point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then, 0.25 somewhere dito. So, mukhang nakatapat naman to dito, no? Okay? And then, yung 10 dapat yung taas. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So, most probably si A yung sagot natin, no? Kasi yun yung movement na nakalagay dito, 6.25. Then, again, ito is yung movement natin. Baka sabihin nyo is yan yung coordinate eh. Okay? So, pag si C, chinek natin. So, kung ito yung point natin, ito yung original point natin, di ba? Central point. Tapos pag chinek natin, out of bound na yung position na to, no? Pero kailangan i-project natin. Tingnan natin kung halimbawa around 6 pa din siya. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, parang 6.25 pa din naman siya. And then, yung taas natin is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So, nag-greater than 10 na siya. So, ibig sabihin, yung mismong point natin na hinahanap ng movement na scale factor ng point natin is nag-exceed na, no? So, most probably si A yung sagot. Okay? So, last transformation that we will discuss is yung tinatawag nating shear o skewing. So, a transformation that slants the shape of an object is called the shear. So, meron tayong two shear transformation, yung X shear and Y shear. So, one shift X coordinate values and other shifts Y coordinate values. So, in both the cases, only one coordinate changes its coordinates and the other preserve its value. Okay, so shearing is also termed as skewing. So, nangyayari dito, halimbawa, sa X yung pinapahanap na skewing natin, yung X direction lang magbabago natin. No? Tapos may particular point lang siyang pinapaskew. Okay? So, let's have an example. So, let's have this one. Yung transform na natin yung given shape with the skew coordinate of 1, 0. So, 1, 0, ibig sabihin, movement tayo ng 1 to the right. So, let's say, halimbawa, ito yung axis natin. I-draw natin yung axis. Okay. Okay. Then, let's say, for example, lakayan natin yung ano natin. Halimbawa, 1, 2, tapos 1, 2. So, halimbawa, ito yung given diagram natin, no? Okay? So, magmo-move daw tayo ng 1 to the right. So, pag skewness, meron tayong central point din. So, hindi lang sinabi dito, pero nakalagay doon sa drawing natin na may central point tayo or meron tayong reference point na hindi gagalaw. So, sabihin, mula dito sa drawing natin, ito yun, no? Ito yun, yung sa origin. So, kailangan hindi ito mag-change ng position. So, ibig sabihin, pwedeng gumalaw itong side na to, no? Tsaka ito. Ito hindi magbabago ng point kasi naka-fix siya dito sa origin, no? So, move daw tayo ng 1. So, ibig sabihin, itong left side natin magmo-move ng 1 unit. So, from 0, magiging siyang dito sa point na to. Then itong point na 'to, from 1 magiging siyang 2. So, pag kinuha natin skewness natin, ito yung lagyan natin ng label. So, YA and B, ito. So, pag kukunin natin yung bago nating point, so ito yung magiging A prime natin, ito yung magiging B prime natin. So, yung mismong diagram natin is ito, no? So, hindi nag-change yung location ng bottom, yung top lang. So, ito na yung magiging sagot natin. Okay? So, yan yung para sa X-shear. Then, we have itong next example. Last example natin. Shear naman natin is mag-move tayo ng dalawa pataas, pero hindi mag-change yung point na yun ulit. Okay? Okay? So, kung naka-fix to, ibig sabihin naka-fix din to. So, mag-change lang ng portion is ito, yung side na yan. Okay? So, let's check. Okay? So, i-graph ulit natin yung figure. Let's say 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Ayos natin yung axis natin. Okay, so halimbawa ito ulit yung graph natin. So, sabi itong 1, 2, na ito 1, 2. Okay? Yung original figure natin is ito. Okay? So, let's call this as point A. Kaya natin ito yung point A. Ito yung point B natin. Then, mag-shear tayo ng 0, 2. Okay? So, dalawa pataas. So, mula si A, mag-shear ng dalawang point. So, we have, ito yung 1, as another point ay ito. Okay? So, ito yung magiging position ng A. So, A prime. Then si B, dalawa din. So, ang kay B, mula dito. So, 1, then 2. To si B. So, si B is ito, B prime. Kapag kinuha natin yung bagong diagram natin, so this will be, yung mula dun sa naka-fix nating point, ito, then itong side na to. Okay? So, yun yung bagong diagram natin after shear transformation. Okay? So, yung pag-shear transformation, ang nangyayari lang is, it's either along X or along Y yung mismong shearing natin, no? So, mahirap magsabay yung shearing niya kasi yung madi-distort is meron tayong fixed point, no? So, hindi siya pwede magsabay. Okay? So, since na-discuss na natin yung lahat ng transformation natin, so a quick recap lang about our discussion for this day. So, summary, yung transformation natin, o yung transformational geometry natin, means to change. Yung change natin yung isang polygon, isang shape, sa two-dimensional plane natin, no? So, yung changes natin, yung transformation na nangyayari is either doon sa limang nabanggit natin. Okay? So, yung transformation natin is classified into rigid and non-rigid. So, rigid yung tawag sa kanya kapag hindi siya nagkakameron ng changes dun sa shape niya o retain yung change yung shape niya, no? And then kapag nagkakameron ng resizing, okay, or disruption dun sa shape niya, like shear, non-rigid tayo. Okay? So, okay na itong dalawa. So, yung next is yung mga rigid transformation natin again is composed of translation o yung slide, reflection o yung flip, and rotation o yung yung sa rotation, turn, no? And then non-rigid transformation, meron tayong dilation, sabihin resize, then pag shear is a skew. Okay? So all in all, we have 5 transformations. So hopefully you were able to know the differences ng mga transformation na yan. Okay? So that ends our lecture for today. So if you have any more question regarding this topic, you may address your question in our LMS or in our group chat. Okay? And see you guys again for our next lecture regarding graph theory. Thank you.